Hello, anak! Let's practice reading in English. The title of the story is Hipon and Biya, Shrimp and Goby by Carla Pacis. On the white sand of a coral reef lived Hipon and Biya. Although they were not of the same sort, they lived together in a barrow that Hipon had dug out. They were happy living this way. It was Hipon's job to keep the barrow clean and free from any sand particles the waves constantly brought in. With his 10 long, spiny legs, this was no problem. He was also in charge of making sure that Biya had a proper meal. For his part, Biya fiercely guarded the barrow from trespassers. He also made sure that Hipon was safe from the big, hungry fish that thought his shell was absolutely scrumptious. Each time Biya saw a large fish nearby, he would flick his tail several times, and Hipon, who couldn't see very well, would rush into the barrow for safety. On stormy days, Hipon would plug the entrance to the barrow with a pebble. Both he and Biya were safe from the waves that swirled and pushed against the coral reef. It was on such a day that their troubles began. Next page. The storm had been raging over several days, and Hipon was tired of pushing away the sand that kept falling into the barrow. "Don't just stand there. Do something," yelled the exhausted Hipon. "But what?" answered Biya. "Nothing can come into the barrow to eat us." Hipon knew that to be true. But why did he have to do all the work? "Fetch me food," Hipon ordered. "Scratch my back." "But I only have fins," answered Biya, who could not do anything. Hipon ordered even if he wanted to. Hipon knew that to be true too, but continued to nag Biya. Life became unbearable for Biya. As soon as the storm passed, he swam out of the barrow. "Where are you going?" asked Hipon. "To find another barrow," answered Biya. And with a flick of his tail, he was gone. Blub, bubbled Hipon as he crawled back into the barrow. "If Biya thinks I need him, he's very wrong." Eventually, the short-sighted Hipon ventured outside. Waiting for him was a very hungry moray eel. Before the eel's sharp, jagged teeth could chomp on him, Hipon managed to slip back into the burrow with only part of one leg missing. Before the sun had come down on the reef, a very scared Hipon had almost been eaten not only by a moray eel, but also by a passing dolphin and a wandering sea turtle. "I'll be fish food soon without Biya," cried a very miserable Hipon. Biya, on the other hand, was not very far away. "Do you need a fish to guard your barrow?" he asked all the shrimps he encountered. The shrimps shook their heads. All the other, next page, all the other burrows had a fish in each and didn't need another. "Where will I sleep tonight?" wailed a burrowless Biya as he cowered in fear behind a large rock, hoping every time a large wrasse passed by that it did not spot the homeless fish. By high tide, Biya was starving. He had not eaten since he had left his barrow. "Who will dig out my food?" he cried as he tried to scoop a meal from the sand floor with his fence, only to find sand. Just after sunrise, the next day, Hipon worked his way out of the barrow. And who should be waiting outside but a very hungry and very dirty Biya. "You're back!" shouted a very happy Hipon, stretching out his 9.5 spiny legs to Biya. "I need you to watch over me. I promise to be nicer and will never ask you to do anything I know you cannot." "That's good to know," said Biya, who was just as happy to be back home. "I need you to scratch up my food and dig me a home. All the other shrimps have partners, and the reef can be a dangerous and lonely place for a homeless and lonely fish," said Biya as he flicked his tail 3 times to warn Hipon of a hungry stonefish lurking in the coral nearby. And so Hipon and Biya lived together in a barrow that Hipon had dug out. They were happy living this way. The end. Don't forget to watch this, anak, over and over until you will be able to practice reading properly. Okay? I love you and I miss you. Mwah, mwah, chup, chup.